This is Field Notes from the Proving, short reflections from inside the process of building a life that's earned, not perfected, earned. At the end of 2024, I believed something dangerous. I believed I could do anything. Not because life had suddenly become easy, not because everything was remotely perfect, but because something inside my head honestly shifted. Running had proven something to me that discipline works, certainly, that consistency compounds, that if you decide to do something and you actually show up for it, your life starts to change. And once you believe that, the next question kind of becomes inevitable. What happens if you push it further? When you sign up for a marathon, something changes in your brain because suddenly it feels like you're in the big leagues. Half marathons are one thing, but a marathon, that's different. That's the thing you saw on TV, like the thing you saw serious runners do, the thing that felt like the ultimate challenge. So when I registered for the Shamrock Marathon in Virginia Beach on March 16th of 2025, I remember thinking something very simple. Wow, I might actually become one of those runners. And at the same time, there was a lot of self-doubt. I didn't grow up around runners. Most of my friends weren't marathoners. This wasn't something normal in my world. It felt big, almost too big, quite honestly, but I was obsessed with trying for it, obsessed with seeing if I could become that person. Because signing up for a marathon is the moment running stops becoming something you try and becomes something that you are. But the marathon wasn't the only thing on my mind. Somewhere between the end of 2024 and the beginning of 2025, the goal started expanding. What if this wasn't just about one race? What if this was about a year? What could happen if I applied the same discipline that I started in August of 2024, but for an entire year? That's when the ideas began forming. Running the half marathon every month, running 2 full marathons, build a year around movement, around discipline, and around testing limits. And I knew part of this was the formula in me at this point. Part of me likes big targets and big systems and big proof. But there's another part of me that knew something else, that being exceptional often looks like being a little bit unreasonable. And for the first time in the long term, I didn't want normal. I wanted to see what I was capable of. But looking back now, the beginning of 2025 felt like something else entirely. It felt like my second declaration of war. Back in August of 2024, I declared war on the version of myself that felt stuck, the version that was running the formula, the version that was optimizing life for everyone else. But the start of 2025 felt like a full transformation because by then I understood something else about my life, that for the most of it, I'd been building systems for external validation, systems that made people impressed, systems that made other people proud, systems that made people feel comfortable with me. But I was exhausted from making everyone else happy, exhausted from living inside formulas that weren't really mine. And for the first time in a long time, I wanted to build something that was only for me, running, testing limits, trying something that felt extreme, not because someone expected it, but because I wanted it. For most of my life, being pushed to the limit meant something very different. It meant pressure, expectations, systems that forced performance. But this time, the limit was something I chose. That changes everything when you're in the driver's seat. Because when you choose the challenge, the suffering feels different. The effort feels different. The meaning feels different. For the first time, the life I was building felt like it belonged to me. Looking back now, the beginning of 25 wasn't about the miles. It wasn't about the races, and it certainly was not even about the training yet. It was about something simpler, a decision. It was my decision to build a year around discipline, my decision to see how far I can go, my decision to stop living inside formulas that belong to everyone else and start building a life that belonged to me. Because before the work begins, before the miles are run, before the body is tested, every transformation starts the same way, with a goal. And 2025 was the year I decided to find out what I was capable of.